Welcome back, everybody, to Chapter 2 of Disrupt You. This is, again, book number 2 by Jay Samit, and this is Chapter 2. So the last chapter was kind of like getting into the introduction of disruptor, the disruption. Chapter 2 is basically about, the title, Become a Disruptor. So it's going to kind of give you an idea what a disruptor is. It's going to kind of tell you how to see and become a disruptor and the ideology behind this. So this chapter was extremely important, and I'm just going to get right to the point, right? So I'm your little pussies. Toy Story one's really cool. Pretty dope. Love them. The best. Favorite movie ever. The quote of this chapter is, "Everyone thinks of changing the world, but no one thinks of changing himself." Leo Tolstoy. Now, being a disruptor is simply a state of mind. It is the ability to look for opportunity in every obstacle, to respond to every setback as a new beginning. It is being in the silver lining business. Every successful person who skillfully transformed a business or social organization started with a personal problem and then noticed how many other people shared the same problem. What sets disruptors apart from other people who merely experience problems is that disruptors see themselves and their world differently. That unique viewpoint enables them to become agents of change and to reap the rewards. Disruption isn't about what happens to you, it's about how you respond to what happens to you. So as an entrepreneur, that is the first step, self-awareness. Being one that can notice the type of environment you are in, the type of words that are coming out of your mouth. That's extremely important because who you are, right? Your reputation really follows on your character. What you reap, you're gonna sow, right? So what you're reading, what you're putting inside your mind, that's what you're gonna speak. And if you're able to understand and notice and identify the type of environment you are in, you can clearly see yourself being a positive or a negative. Meaning, if you're being a positive example, then you're gonna see the positive things coming out of your mouth, and you will realize it. If you see and notice the negativity that's coming out of your mouth, you being that entrepreneur, that disruptor that sees that, notice that you need to step back, change what's coming out of your mouth, and start over again, right? That is what being a disruptor is. Part of it. There's a lot to it, right? So keep that in mind, okay? What Sir Richard Branson, Jen Hyman, and Jenny Fleiss, and Gene Wade have in common is the mindset of the disruptor. Rather than observing a problem, sitting back and waiting for others to solve it, they jumped in headfirst, seeing massive problems as massive opportunities. To adopt a mindset of a disruptor, you must first disrupt yourself. So, the art of self-disruption. In the previous chapters, we saw how disruption occurs when a link in value chain is entirely transformed by the introduction of a new technology or product, one that creates a new market demand and forces an overhaul of the previous business model. However, the mind is everything. What you think, you become. Yourself is nothing more than what you believe it to be. You must remove all the internal and external definitions of self that limit your progress in life. Self-disruption is not a comfortable or easy process. It requires you to get out of your comfort zone. As trite as it sounds, think of the painful and time-consuming metamorphosis a caterpillar must endure in order to emerge as a brilliant butterfly. Self-disruption is akin to undergoing major surgery, but you are one holding the scalpel. Now, this is important because if you need to blame anyone about where your progress is in life, and no matter what you've been through in life, right? You must say, hey, Chris, my story is much more difficult than the story you live. And that may be true, but at the end of the day, the outcome of your life from where you are today to what it's going to be tomorrow and in the future is really based on what you're doing. So change your mindset, change your goals, change your perception, and begin to transform things, right? You're holding the scalpel in this surgery, meaning everything is in your hands. If you mess up, that's it. Turns out I wasn't the only dyslexic disruptor. Steve Jobs, Albert Einstein, Thomas Edison, Alexander Graham Bell, Sir Richard Branson, Leonardo da Vinci, Michael Faraday, Henry Ford, Ted Turner, and Walt Disney were all dyslexic. They all complained of being bored in school and were thought by educators to be unmotivated. So many great disruptors across so many divergent fields are dyslexic that it can't be statistically accounted for as a coincidence. In the military, George Washington and General George S. Patton, two of the most creative strategists on the battlefield, were dyslexic. Status quo challenging artists such as Pablo Picasso, and Andy Warhol suffered from this gift as well. Could there actually be an advantage to thinking this way? So this being dyslexic, again, others will view this as a setback, as something of why you can't achieve something. But this author of the book knew that wasn't it. That wasn't the case. He did his research, came across these brilliant, these amazing world changers, right? These are disruptors within themselves. They disrupted multiple industries, right? And he noticed this and he said, you know what? Let me use this. Not as a setback, not as a challenge, but as an opportunity to get ahead. Understand yourself, know yourself, and work with yourself. No one knows you better than yourself. You get what you believe you deserve. So basically saying what you believe you should obtain, you will obtain it. But you got to go out there and put in the work. You have to. Common traits in the sea of strengths that the dyslexic entrepreneur brings to the business world are critical thinking, out-of-the-box problem solving, tenacity, and the higher intelligence. A groundbreaking study of the links between entrepreneurs and dyslexia conducted by the Cass Business School in London found that 35% of the US business owners surveyed identified themselves as dyslexic. For example, recent studies have shown that positive thinking is more than a motivational tool. It actually adapts our physiology. Now this one, reading it, I was like, that's so me. Positive thinking is more than a motivational tool. Back when I first started working, actually where I'm currently at so far still, for the time being, and you'll see in the future, there's so much has happened since I read the last book and put it into work. That's why I'm excited where this is going to take us. Man, it's been a life changer. But anyways, I went in there positive thinking. I was the one changing things, right? And what I mean by that is when a person comes into work tired, the first thing they say is, man, I'm tired. And stay that way throughout the day, feeling tired, looking tired, being a victim. But when you change that and you come into work knowing you're tired and just switching that around and say, man, I'm excited to be here, you're gonna go places. And from where I started to where I am now, all came from positive thinking. Positive, just changing the negative comments that I've heard into a positive comment. So I was that annoying person at work and I really don't give a damn because like I said, you hold that scalpel. Don't mess up. Our dreams condition us to respond much the way the athlete conditions her body. A negative mind will never find success. I have never heard a positive idea come from a person in a negative state. At the time, General Dwight D. Eisenhower proclaimed to his generals, the present situation is to be regarded as an opportunity for us and not a disaster. With that spirit in mind, the Allies realized that the Blitzkrieg left the sides of the advancing column flanks exposed, sending 50,000 German troops into a trap. Eisenhower visualized the victory in his mind and then shared his vision to those under his command. This one positive approach to an obstacle turned the Battle of the Bulge into a major victory. So, Sarah Blakely, honestly, is one of my favorite entrepreneurs. And the only reason why is because I learned a lot about her in the video that she shared personally to me. And it was how she changed Spanx. And that itself, she didn't steal a product. She saw that there was a problem with this product and used that solution to build her product, making her one of the best Spanx out there. But it was just a little problem that turned into a $1 billion idea. Not just an idea, but an actual product. Her advice to others going through the self-disruptor process: don't be intimidated by what you don't know. That can be your greatest strength, and ensure that you do things differently from everyone else. And the reason why the author mentioned this person was because she entered an industry she had no idea about and did all the research and study and just focused her attention to it. That itself gave her the willingness to literally search up everything and learn everything, giving her the actual knowledge she needed to learn. But it was that push that she needed, was not knowing. And that's where a lot of us are at, not knowing. So open up that laptop, open up that book, and just start knowing, figuring it out. The most successful people have the same 24 hours in a day that you do. A dream with a deadline is a go. Your energy is a valuable resource. Distribute it wisely. Disrupting your internal value chain is the same as breaking down a car engine in order to rebuild it into a race car. You can't win a race without a winning mindset. You have everything you need to thrive. You just have to plan for the race of your life. Each person's journey and the process is unique. The key to adopting a disruptor's mindset is to honestly assess your internal value chain to overcome every obstacle in the way. Annihilate all the assumptions that put limitations on your dreams and your expectations for yourself. Question what you've always been told are your strengths and weaknesses. Train yourself to think differently. Market your potential. Distribute your energy wisely and efficiently. As 4-time Academy Award-winning actress Katharine Hepburn famously stated, "We are taught you must blame your father, your sisters, your brother, the school, the teachers, but never blame yourself. It's never your fault, but it's always your fault. Because if you wanted to change, you're the one who has and got to change." Again, being a disruptor has to start, and it's only about you. That is it. That's it. Plain you. So write down all the problems, write down your whole life into a freaking book if you want. Read it over and click out. Take out all the great things about you. And I guarantee your mind's going to change, and you're going to say to yourself, shit, why did I think to myself as this negative person who can't achieve anything? And then begin to notice that, damn, I am this person that can achieve everything. Once you realize that about yourself, I guarantee you things are going to change for you. And I'm just speaking from example. I'm one of those. Things in my life played out the way they're supposed to be played, and have continued and is continuing to play out the way I have set myself up for success. Not only is my miniature size, tiny size business growing, the clientele I'm coming across, the people that are just literally emailing for opportunity, the ability to put myself in front of a camera, all these things changing for my life have started because I identified that I am the change. I am the person that needed to change. I needed to change things in my life, and I needed to begin to change things for my future. But I can't help you reach that realization. No matter how many words I'm telling you, how many facts, how many examples that I'm giving you, it's not up to me, it's up to you. I read this, I don't remember where I read this from, but someone said, you could take a horse to the water, but you can't force the horse to drink it. And that's basically it. I could give you a whole layout of how you could become successful, but it's not up to me, it's up to you. And you have all the time in the world, you just need to find it. But again, eliminate your excuses, and then you'll become somebody. I mean, you're already somebody, but you'll elevate yourself. Anyways, chapter 3, it's next, the disruptors map. that is also a very interesting chapter. But again, thank you for watching this book club. Stay tuned. Chapters just get better. Your life might just change by watching these videos. I guarantee it. No, let me take that back. I can't say I guarantee it because you guys could hold that to me. But I guarantee that if you change yourself, you can achieve things. That's it. And change yourself in many ways. So there's billions of ways you could change yourself, so you can't hold me to any changes. Anyways, thank you for watching this video. Like, subscribe. I will put links in the comment below to how you can order your book. But that is it. Thank you for watching the video.